Good morning and happy Monday, everybody. My name is Edwin Debiri. Another beautiful Monday, and it is Happy Monday. Today, folks, I am going to be talking about a topic that is so essential to happiness that you want to learn how to cultivate it. And not just cultivate it for yourself, but cultivate it for your loved ones, for your friends and your family and your co-workers, because together it will definitely make this world a happier place. Today, folks, I want to talk about hope and happiness. Yes, hope and happiness. And I know sometimes people just think hope is this nebulous stuff that you cannot really control. You are lucky if you have it, and then if you don't have it, you just don't have it. And I just completely don't agree with that. I come across a saying that kind of just puts it in a very, very simple way. And it says, hope is the little voice you hear whisper maybe when it seems the entire world is shouting no. How powerful is that? Let me say that again, folks. Hope is the little voice you hear whisper maybe when it seems the entire world is shouting no. Folks, today I want to talk about hope and its impact on your happiness, and then I also want to share a little bit how you can cultivate your hope and even help others cultivate their hope. So let's get going. Now, folks, before we even, go into it, I know there's a whole lot of stuff that's going on around the world right now, and people might just be thinking, oh, wow, the world must be hopeless. Folks, that is totally wrong, and we're going to get to that. But let's tie hope and happiness together. And there's actually a study that has been conducted in several levels, okay, that comes to tell us, folks, that hope is a strong predictor of satisfaction, leading the studies authors, the people that do the research, to suggest that hope is a symptom of happiness. Now, think about sometime when you feel kind of really hopeless. It's almost like there's even no reason to continue to live anymore. And we hope we never get to that point before we take action, before we seek help. But that's the way it feels like. There's so many reasons that someone might feel hopeless. But whatever the reason is, folks, if you can prepare ahead of time, you can deal with it a lot better. So let's look at different areas that hope can be applied. Whether, in your job, sometimes people just feel hopeless with their job, like the job is not going anywhere, their career is not going anywhere. It could be that they feel hopeless with their relationship, that maybe the relationship is not going anywhere, or it's even going the wrong direction. Or they can feel hopeless with their health. Can you imagine you get a bad news, and maybe even a doctor is telling you you've got so many days or so many weeks or so many years to live? Or it could just be hopeless about the situation that's going on around the world that you have totally no control over. Folks, whatever the reason is, I want to bring great news to you. Now, let me kind of share with you why hope and happiness kind of go together, why it's really crucial. There was a study that was conducted, and for those employers that are listening to this, folks, pay some attention. And it was hope and absenteeism. When your workers start calling in late or just don't show up, there is a bigger sign that is going on. There was a study that was done of mechanical engineers and electrical engineers of Fortune 100 company, and they find out that those with high hopes, those high hope engineers, on average, missed less than 3 days of work in a 12-month period. Less than 3 days in a 12-month period, those that were filled with hope. Now, those that have low hope, low hope engineers miss on average more than 10 days of work in that same period. So, folks, when we are our brother's keeper, our sister's keeper, we can start to pay attention. When all of a sudden someone that was on time before and never missed, they start missing work, that's some little sign there that it's time to figure out how you can help. They also did a study on hope and productivity, folks. People who are hopeful, have clear goals, they combine with high energy, they are excited about the direction of things. So, folks, having a clear goal of where you are going, breaking down your productivity, your assignment, so that you can kind of wrap your hands around it, folks, and in the back of your head, you can do it, creates hope. Okay? And when you have hope, folks, your productivity goes up. So again, if you're an employer, you're a job owner, you're a professional, and all of a sudden you start seeing your productivity going down, you need to kind of seek your level of expectation. Your mental preparedness, your hope plays a lot of role, folks. So hope creates happiness because, again, there is a direct connection. Now, let me kind of share with you, how do you cultivate this hope in spite of all the things that is going on? The first thing, folks, I want to emphasize is for you to put things in proper perspective. Yes, put things in proper perspective. In this world, especially when we put stuff to our brain with these 2 billion cells, it tends to exaggerate things, or even worse, it tends to underestimate things. It never really puts things in proper perspective. Let's say, take what's going on around the world right now. Everybody talk about terrorists, that something might be bombed here, something might be bombed there, and we might think the whole world is coming to an end. Folks, that's just not true. I mean, think about what people experienced in the First World War, what people experienced in the Second World War. I mean, what people experienced. Folks, things were a lot tougher. What about the Great Depression? People witnessed stuff that were way tougher than what we are going through right now. And among all the stuff that's going on, folks, there's still people working diligently for a cure for cancer, for a cure for Zika, for a cure for all kinds of diseases that we are still experiencing longer life expectancy, folks. So when you make that little adjustment, you can start to see, wait a second, maybe things are not all falling apart. So let's put things in proper perspective. Now, that may even be true in your own life, where you lost your job and you think, oh, nobody's getting job anymore. Folks, not too long ago, job unemployment in the U.S. was way higher than what it is today. Folks, I remember, in the Sacramento area where I'm calling from right now, they were the second most foreclosed home in the whole nation. And yet today, folks, houses prices are all going up again. Folks, things may not be as bad as you are seeing it. So let's put things in proper perspective. Yes, you can find a job, and maybe this is an opportunity for you to review a different career altogether if you cannot find the same kind of job you were doing before. Technology have changed a lot of stuff. Yes, I know sometimes people blame, the job is shipped outside the country, or if you're in a different country, maybe the job is shipped from your country. Folks, what if it's just that technology is moving at a speed that we've never experienced before? And it's making some job completely obsolete. This is an opportunity for you to reinvent yourself. For you to say, hey, wait a second, I've been doing that job for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Come on, maybe I have some other skills that I have not tapped into. Maybe it's time for me to go back to school and learn some new stuff and update myself. Folks, just a little adjustment in your perspective can increase your level of hope. Secondly, folks, is take small steps. Yes. Now, I know, folks, Big problems don't need big solutions. That's never the way things were solved. Big problems need small steps. Yes, you are out of job, your relationship is going south, maybe your health is going south, maybe the world you think is going south. You can take one small step in the right direction. And imagine you take one small step, I take one small step, the next person take one small step. Those small steps can add up to totally change things. So that's how hope is cultivated, one small step. They say your health is terrible. Get up and take a walk and just breathe in a fresh air. Pick up the phone and call a friend and just laugh. In short, if you can't call anybody, you can just laugh at yourself. Laugh at old jokes. Just one small, tiny step that you make can help you to cultivate that level of hope. Don't give up, folks, because that never helped anything. Don't think drastic. Don't think, oh, wow, how do I embrace the whole of this stuff? No, you don't. Just one small, tiny step in the right direction could change everything. And then I've heard the saying, folks, this too shall pass. Who would have thought in the height of the recession that things would have been getting better again? Who would have thought in the height of the Great Depression that things would have gotten better? Who would have thought in the middle of the Second World War that things would have gotten better? This too shall pass. And it does. And then finally, folks, I want you to seek help. Yes, you cannot go through it alone. I know sometimes, when you're going through some very challenging times and you start to feel hopeless, just knowing that you are not alone can give you that little courage, folks, to take one more small step. And that's the good news. You are not alone. There is somebody out there. And for those of you that are in the United States listening to this, download the Happy Button app and just in the very front page, click on nonprofits. And you will see the nonprofit within 25-mile radius of where you live. And start to find out which of them can help your situation. And there are a lot of them doing wonderful job. Now, if you are outside of the U.S., again, download the app and use it for inspiration, but also find out other organizations local to you that can help, because there are a lot of people doing wonderful job. They are out there to help. And then finally, folks, you can be the hope for somebody else. You can be that tiny whisper that says maybe when everything else is saying no. So let's go out, folks, and let's cultivate hope, and let's help spread happiness around the world. Stay happy.